Hello, and welcome to Chabot News for November 23rd, 2015. I'm Justin Bauer. In today's news, we'll have the latest on an Oakland Sideshow and the Paris attack. Esme will bring us the news on Caitlyn Jenner and Charlie Sheen, and Alex will talk about the Oakland Raider game on Sunday. All that and more on Chabot News. Oakland police fatally shot a man who pointed a fake gun at the officers during a sideshow in Oakland. Hundreds of cars and people showed up near 90th and Bancroft Avenue to perform donuts and other tricks at the intersection. As many as 700 vehicles were involved in the various sideshows that took place in Oakland this weekend. The shooting happened shortly after 5 p.m. when OPD was towing vehicles away for reckless driving, and the man pointed a replica pistol at the officers who thought it was a real firearm. 47-year-old Mexican drug lord Cesar Gastelum Serrano was extradited to the U.S. on Sunday following his arrest at a resort in Cancun last April. Mexican authorities claim that he kept a low profile in Cancun and used the beach resort as a base of operations. Gastelum, who is part of the powerful Sinaloa drug cartel, was linked to a network between Central America and the U.S. where vast quantities of cocaine were transported. Since President Nito took office in Mexico in 2012, he has taken a firm stance on not extraditing offenders to the U.S. Hopefully, this opens up dialogue between the two nations, and the rabid drug problem in both countries can be addressed. The fight for gender equality got a win recently with the first appearance of a boy in a Barbie commercial. The new Moschino Barbie commercial shows a young boy playing with the newest edition of the Barbie toy line and reading off, "Moschino Barbie is so fierce," and goes on putting a bejeweled purse on his doll's shoulder. Moschino Barbie debuted last week in a limited edition price of about $150. According to Vogue, the 700 dolls sold out in less than an hour after they went on sale. An international manhunt is underway for a French citizen who is suspected of involvement in a deadly Paris terrorist attack that has already managed to slip through the fingers of police at least once. The French government is stepping up its response to Friday night's bloodthirsty rampage across Paris by attackers armed with assault rifles and suicide vests who massacred at least 129 people. 7 of the attackers who carried out the Paris attacks are dead, and at least one man suspected of involvement is still at large. According to authorities, the suspect, Salah Abdeslam, is a 26-year-old French citizen who was born in Belgium. French police said it is a public request for information, warning that he is dangerous and not to be approached. 23 people are in custody. A rocket launcher and bulletproof vests are among the items seized. 104 people put under house arrest since the attacks. More than 150 police raids have been carried out under the state of emergency across France since Friday. At least 7 people were arrested in weekend raids in Belgium connected to the Paris attacks. Those arrested were in contact with the Paris attackers, a senior Belgian counter-terrorism source told CNN. Now to Esme with entertainment.
The husband of a cop killed on 9/11 returned his wife's posthumous Woman of the Year award to Glamour after the magazine gave the same honor last week to Caitlyn Jenner. James Smith told the Post he yanked the award off of his shelf in his Long Island home, dedicated to his wife, Moira, and FedExed it back to the magazine. Moira, who died at the age of 38 after rushing into a South Tower, was honored by the magazine a month after her death. But after Jenner, 66, was anointed last week, Smith told the magazine's editor, Cindy Leave, to take the award and shove it. The angry widow quoted that was there no woman in America or the rest of the world more deserving than this man? Charlie Sheen revealed that he was HIV positive on Tuesday during a live interview with Matt Lauer on NBC Today Show. Sheen said that he paid people into the millions to stay quiet about his diagnosis, saying that this is money taken away from my kids. When asked whether he faced lawsuits, Sheen said it was more shakedowns from people he considered friends demanding money. When Matt Lauer asked whether Sheen was still paying off some of these people, the actor replied, "Not after tonight, I'm not." Sheen said that part of his goal is coming forward was to put an end to the payments he was making to keep people quiet. I think that I released myself from this prison today. He said Sheen said he had known about the diagnosis for about 4 years and at first thought that he had a brain tumor. It was hard 3 letters to absorb, he said. He said he did not know how he contracted the disease. I was doing a lot of drugs, he said. I was drinking way too much. I was making a lot of bad decisions. Sheen's doctor, Robert Huizinga joined him during one segment of the interview. Dr. Huizinga is an associate professor of clinical medicine at the University of California of Los Angeles. Dr. Huizinga said that he has known Sheen for over 6 years and that Sheen was immediately put on treatment when he contracted HIV. He said that the treatment had suppressed the virus and that Sheen was absolutely healthy, but that the biggest concern was depression and substance abuse. When asked whether he would stop drinking, Mr. Sheen said that perhaps the freedom of today may lead to that as well. That's a wrap for entertainment. Back to you, Justin.
This past Friday in San Francisco, a tour bus crashed while having 30 passengers on board. The double-decker bus tilted out of control, smashed into moving cars, and hit a couple of passengers and bicyclists. What seemed to be a fun trip around downtown San Francisco turned into a horrifying scene at Union Square. At least 20 people were hurt as a result of this incident, with 4 of them still in critical condition. Several power lines were also taken down, mainly the ones used for the electrical buses that go around the city. Firefighters had to save 2 passengers who got stuck under the bus and 1 passenger at the top deck of the bus. The tour bus company is now in cooperation with officials to determine how this happened. Also, everyone affected by the accident is receiving medical help, and we all wish them a speedy recovery.
The Oakland Raiders took another huge downfall towards being one of the most relevant winning NFL teams with this Sunday's 13-18 loss to the Detroit Lions. Oakland's 3rd straight loss drops them to 3rd place in AFC West Division, behind the Kansas City Chiefs and the Denver Broncos. Sunday's game puts the Raiders into a 3-game losing streak of the season, and one they'll need to quickly rebound from if they stand to get back into the playoff hunt as they continue their road trip adventure against the Tennessee Titans. Oakland is also home to the defending NBA champs, the Golden State Warriors. This year's Warriors team is now tied for the most winning start in an NBA season, at 15-0, with the 1993 Houston Rockets and the 1948 Washington Capitals. Another win against the Los Angeles Lakers this Tuesday will put the Warriors in sole possession of the record of a winning starting record at 16-0. Keeping our fingers crossed. That's it for sports. Back to you, Justin.
Mitt Romney is in an exclusive interview with today's Savannah Guthrie, said he'd sent thousands of U.S. troops to Syria to stop Islamic terrorists in the wake of the Paris attacks if he were president. Romney went on to say that if we don't change our course and take this seriously and go to war against ISIS, we're going to see what happened in Paris happen in the United States. Romney agreed with Obama's characterization of ISIS as a cancer, but said the president has been too soft on its tragedy. That is it for Chabot News. Thanks to all the students and staff in the Mass Communication Department here at Chabot College for making this production possible. You can watch us anytime online at chabottv.net. Stay tuned to KCTH TV 27 on Comcast for more Chabot TV.